What's going on, people? It's your boy Tops back again for another Tops in the Morning show. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to become a member, it is actually pinned at the top of the chat, 99p. All of that good stuff really helps the channel grow. And that, so yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it today. Today's news, obviously, talking about Liverpool. Liverpool's they have a new £165 million plan to sign Alexander Isak as a perfect salary agreed. So yeah, this is the article. It says Liverpool have come up with a new £165 million plan to sign Alexander Isak this summer, as the perfect salary for the striker has already been agreed in a 5-year contract. So that's a massive sum of money, obviously. And yeah, that if they could get that deal over the line, that would be absolutely crazy. Obviously, the article goes on to say, the Swedish striker is said to have been furious with sporting director Paul Mitchell last summer when he broke a promise made by his predecessor Amanda, that he would be offered an improved deal. To be fair, I've seen that what he was on. I think he's only on like 150 or something like that, which is relatively low considering he's their star player, their best player. He's the guy that gets all the goals. You would expect him to be on at least like 200. You know what I'm saying? I know it's Newcastle, but at the same time, they've reached the Champions League 2 out of the last 3 years. So yeah, you'd think he'd be getting a bumper contract. He's in a prime age as well. He's very, very sought after by a load of clubs. So yeah, I think they're kind of being a little bit cheeky there, because obviously he's got 3 years left. So it's kind of like a deal of, well, we can just kind of keep paying you what you're already on, and you've got 3 years left of your contract. So we can get away with paying you minimal kind of money for another year rather than spending a load of money. But sometimes you've got to just obviously, you've got to acknowledge the value of the player, man, and say, you know what, this guy is a top midfielder, top striker. So yeah, we need to be paying him big bucks, even if you're not extending the length of the contract, just as a courtesy thing, because then maybe possibly he won't be pushing as much to move now, because again, I feel like even though obviously he wants to move to Liverpool, and again he's got a bigger chance of winning Premier League titles and Champions Leagues, I do feel like that contract situation is one of the main reasons as well, considering it's like, look, I need to be getting a bumper contract now. I'm a top player. I'm on 150. I'm on less than Jesus, less than Kai Havertz, less than Odegaard, less than all the players. I think he's on the same amount as Marino, I think. So yeah, crazy, or a bit more. So yeah, man, he definitely needs to improve that contract for sure. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. Big up Mayhem. He says, you're a secret Arsenal fan, Carlos. I'm outside your window, the nursing home. Big up Tyrell Gunner TV. Big up Chanzo. Hope you're good, brother. Good. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you are well. Good to see you in the chat, man. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe if you've not already, man. But big up yourself every single time, my bro. Hopefully you are good. But yeah, man, just obviously going on to the Isak situation. It says this exact plea has therefore been in the post. And with our talk of crazy contract offers from Saudi Arabia, the 25-year-old looks destined for Liverpool. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano claimed on Monday that an official bid for Isak from Liverpool isn't considered a matter of time. So you look, to be fair, I feel like when officially the Diaz deal is done, I think straight away they're going to just bid for Isak, man, in my opinion. It says the official bid is considered a matter of time, so I expect Liverpool to go very big with this one, he said on his YouTube channel. So then, as I keep repeating, guys, it's going to be on Newcastle now to decide whether they give him the green light, sell the player, accept the situation. Eddie Howe said today, no chance for the player to be with us next week on the tour. Absolutely no chance, because Alexander Isak has been clear he wants to go. He's very convinced about that. He wants to explore this move away, and the move is to Liverpool. No Chelsea, no Man United, no Arsenal, no Al Hilal, no Saudi. They're telling you many clubs in Saudi, forget it. Alexander Isak wants to go to Liverpool. So yeah, it's either Liverpool or he's staying in it, and I don't think he's staying. So yeah, it's looking like he's going to be Liverpool. I feel like, again, Newcastle are putting kind of the pieces in place to get a replacement. It says Sky Sports Switzerland now claim that the Reds will now begin official discussions with with Newcastle in the coming hours, with a written offer expected shortly. So yeah, it's hotting up, guys. It's heating up. It's heating up, man. Big up Anfield. It says new name, DeChanzo. W name. Fire. Oh, of course. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe if you want to become a member. It's pinned at the top of the chat. But yeah, it just says the Reds will begin discussions with Newcastle in the coming hours, man. So yeah, this kind of, it's crazy how this is kind of accelerated in like a short space of time. It was only this time last week where you probably will get in the kind of rumors that Isak was not going to be on the tour, and then obviously later down in the week, he was okay. He wants to leave. He's obviously putting that in an unofficial transfer request that he wants to obviously leave the club. So yeah, now from that to Liverpool probably making a bid this week, and it's going to be a massive bid as well. And these kind of deals normally are kind of hard to like get over the line, because again, it's a lot of money. It's going to be a lot of add-ons. It's going to be a lot of talk in terms of how much money Newcastle want up front, etc. But the thing with Liverpool, I do like they're very efficient when it comes to these transfers, man. Like again, they're linked with the player in the media. Then there's kind of an idea that they possibly could get them, and then after a couple of weeks, they've either got the player, they're having a medical, or the bid's been accepted. Like look at the Ikatike thing, for example. Literally, that was like a week of he was potentially going to Newcastle. Liverpool obviously were then interested in him, and then the week later, the bid's accepted. He's having a medical. He's on the tour, etc., etc. So yeah, they are very, very quick when it comes to obviously signing players over the line. But yes, it's thought that an opening bid will be close to 100 mil, although Newcastle are said to be demanding 150. The Liverpool bosses think they can close an operation at around 120 plus performance-related bonuses. If they can get it for 120 plus add-ons, I think that would be a very, very good business, considering Newcastle was so adamant they were going to get 150 for the longest time. I feel like, if they can get him for a bit lower, then they would have done a fantastic business for sure. They add that ISAK has given the green light regarding personal conditions with a 5-year contract put together as it should be, which corresponds perfectly with his salary expectations. And the salary claim, Liverpool have devised a new £165 million plan to raise the funds for EZE. It says the Reds have already agreed to sell of Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich for £65.5 million. I believe they can raise a further £100 million by selling unwanted players, Darwin Núñez, Harvey Elliott, and obviously Chiesa. Listen, if they can get some money for Chiesa, considering they spent 5 mil, if they could get like a 15, 20, 25 mil, that they would have turned that over very, very well, man. Because again, he's a player they didn't even use. You know what I'm saying? One of his only goals, I think he scored like 3 or 4. One was obviously in the League Cup final against Newcastle. But yeah, he wasn't really a proper part of the team or the squad, if we're being honest. So yeah, getting money for him, getting money for Núñez as well. It's looking like 65, 70 million for him. Harvey Elliott, 40 to 50. Yeah, crazy, crazy money, man. And then you kind of look at their their income is not as obviously unrealistic, because again, the net spend is going to be a decent amount. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think like it's very, very doable to sell those players as well, if I'm being honest, man. But yeah, man, big up everyone in the building. Big up man said, where's Carlos Blood? I said, chat at the start of the stream equals down versus the middle, up versus the end, up. Big up yourself and Mayhem. Big up Gravin Birch. It says Liverpool, Manchester City, and Arsenal would be Rodriguez's preferred options if he leaves Real Madrid. Despite his changes, despite his exchanges with Tottenham, the Brazilian isn't keen on the move. Listen, man, I need to get into that obviously later on. Big up yourself for the comment, man. And yeah, that made me crease as well, to be fair. And to be honest with you, I don't really blame him, man. If there's other teams that are better than or bigger than Tottenham coming in for you, man, I'm holding fire as well. if anything, I'd rather just stay at Real Madrid. I'll be real, because again, man, I think people are, even though Tottenham won the Europa League, they did finish 17th, but I think people are kind of not giving them as much stick as they probably should do, if I'm being honest. Because again, injuries or not, your team should never be that low. I'm sorry, that is crazy. That means there's no team that's currently in the Premier League that they finished above, because they all got relegated. They literally finished 1 point. That is crazy. 1 place above the relegation zone, bro. If the teams were a bit better, they could have got relegated. It's crazy. So yeah, even though they're in the Champions League and they've got a new manager and all that kind of good stuff, I feel like again, Thomas Frank's gonna have to really be like a breath of fresh air and turn everything around, especially because they've not really bought anyone bar Kudus to really, for their season, to really be obviously on the upward trajectory. Sorry. So yeah, crazy, man, crazy. Addressing the EZE situation at the weekend, Newcastle boss Eddie Howe said, I won't put a timescale on it. I think with these situations, it has to be right for the football club, and everything then is taken into context below that. So basically, he's saying that they want to get as much money for EZE as possible, considering again, and they weren't really looking to sell him. So I feel like again, they probably want to get maybe north of 140 to 50 million all in, I would say. Then they can obviously go and get Sesko and probably a Whistler as well to try and complement each other and try to fill the gap and the void of obviously Isaac's goal. So very, very interesting. I mean, again, it's going to be a massive loss in terms of an out-and-out goal scorer, but they still have a very good midfield. We've seen against Arsenal in pre-season without Isaac, they will still create obviously chances. They still have other good players that could chip in and score goals. So yeah, obviously not the end of the world, but again, it's not ideal considering they probably weren't planning for this at the start of the window. But yeah, I think Sesko coming in, has the potential to do what ISAK did at Newcastle, which is kind of have a platform where you're playing week in, week out. There's not going to be as much pressure on Sesko at Newcastle compared to an Arsenal or probably even a Manchester United, considering the size of the clubs. So I feel like he can go with a season where he gets 10 goals and then maybe next season he gets 15 and then kind of builds into it. Whereas I think at Arsenal, Man United, you're kind of expected to be, especially Arsenal, you're expected to be hitting that 15 to 20, 25 straight away, because that's what obviously Arsenal have been missing. So yeah, man, I think Newcastle might be the best kind of place for him, considering again it's in the Premier League and they're in the Champions League as well. I said Lucho leaves ISAK money. Yeah, it's looking like it, brother. It's looking like you're going to be getting ISAK as well as Ikitike. It's crazy. But yeah, the club will make the right decision with all the information that he has, and ultimately to try and move the club forward in whatever way that is. And then it's up to us to make good decisions the other way around and try and improve the squad as best as we can. That's what we're trying to do, regardless of Alex's situation. But I think it's there's a wider picture here. There's a whole football club that has to make a decision. The ownership, together with the board and directors, especially with the money involved in the modern day transfers. The board, the manager, of course, has an opinion, but ultimately the decision will rest with the board. So yeah, he's just basically saying, listen, I want to personally keep him, but again, if you're able to get the amount of money to help me improve my squad, then definitely go for it. Because again, the season obviously starts very, very soon. And Newcastle got a difficult start as well, by the way. They have got Arsenal and Liverpool in the first 5 games, I think. They might even have another hard team as well. So yeah, man, they need to really get a move on in terms of their preparation, trying to get a new striker in the door, stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like for me, they need to really make sure that they kind of do what's necessary to really ensure that they have a good season, if I'm being honest. But yeah, we will see what happens with it, man. We will see what happens with it. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Obviously, some news coming out of the Athletic about Arsenal, so I'll definitely read that out in a minute. But yeah, big up everyone in the building, man. Let's move towards that, man. Let's move towards that. So yeah, according to obviously the Athletic Gunner blog, it says Arsenal retain an interest in Crystal Palace's EZE. The England international has many admirers at Arsenal and would be keen to move to North London. In theory, it looks like a straightforward deal. EZE has a release clause in his contract worth in excess of £60 million. Arsenal, however, this is so silly. Arsenal have, however, had reservations about paying the full clause for a player who turned 27 last month. Well, this here is definitely PR, because this makes no sense. We've literally just paid 60 mil for the same person with the same age, Gyökeres, who turns 27. I think he turned 27 like last month, June or something. So this kind of makes no sense because we've literally just done this. So yeah, I just feel like that's a little bit of fear mongering. I feel like it's a bit of playing down expectation, because that doesn't even make sense. How can we have reservations about paying a full release clause for a player when we've literally just paid the same amount for a player who's 27 at striker? So like that doesn't make any sense at all. It says if Crystal Palace were to drop the price in the remaining weeks of the window, Arsenal would be keen to proceed. Naturally, sales would also give any pursuit of EZE a considerable boost. So yeah, so very interesting, because obviously Gunner Blog was one of the ones that was saying that the need for an 8 or 10 is not going to be obviously needed, because again, even when Yeri signed a new contract, he's obviously kind of gone back on that now and said we're still interested in the deal. However, we don't want to pay the full 60, but we're willing to pay less than the full 60 if we make sales. So I don't know. It's a bit confusing to me, man. Do we need sales? Do we not need sales? Again, a lot of the talk was Arsenal need to sell some players before they bring EZE in. This one's not really kind of indicating that. It's more saying that we would prefer sales, but we probably could still afford him if we didn't have any sales, if they dropped the price. I don't know. I just think it's a little bit of haggling. I just think they'll probably just put that out into the media to try and soften Crystal Palace's stance. Again, Liverpool have done a similar thing, saying they don't need a centre-back as well. So obviously they've been lit with Guehi too. That's to try and get the Guehi price down as well. I think Crystal Palace want about 45, 50 mil for a player with 1 year left. Liverpool want to pay about 30, 35. So I feel like, again, it's all just haggling, really. It's just all just trying to put the price down, trying to get Crystal Palace to soften their stance so they can end up selling these players for less than they probably want to. But for me, again, I don't understand the haggling, really. I think 60 is more than more than reasonable for a player of his qualities. And the fact that we're acting like 27 is old is crazy to me as well, by the way. That's still a good 5 years at the top level. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? Like, how long do clubs want players to play for in their prime? I don't get it. Like, obviously, there's always going to be a window where a player is going to be better, whether it's before they turn a certain age or after they turn a certain age. So this notion that you're going to get a player 22, 23 every single time, even when they're not the finished article, which is crazy to me now. But yeah, I feel like they're kind of trying to push that as the norm, which I don't think it should be, because 27 is not old, bro. That's like prime age. Back in the day, you used to search for players that were 27, 28, 26, like that kind of age, the 26 to 28 was kind of the age you wanted a player to come in and make an instant impact in your team. That's where obviously you're ripe, you're ready, you're primed to obviously make sure you can contribute. So yeah, that's absolutely craziness, man. Big up Gavin Birch says transfer rumors, Newcastle eye Jackson to replace Liverpool linked EZAK, bro. That's crazy. If they get Jackson instead of EZAK, that's madness, man. I think they're probably better off trying to get Sesko. But again, Manchester United wanted Sesko as well, so I don't know if it's even guaranteed they're even going to get him either. Big up normal guy, my brother. Good morning from America, man. Good morning from the USA, bro. Big up yourself. Hopefully you're well and good. Good to see you in the chat, my bro. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. But yeah, man, good to see you in the building, my guy. Hopefully you are well, my brother. But just going through this, dissecting this kind of article from Gunner Blog, it goes on to say the new contract for Ethan Wanyeri reduces the urgency of Arsenal's EZE pursuit, but does not appear to have ended it entirely. So yeah, again, even that is the kind of a contradiction. It's reduced the urgency, but not ended it. So which one is it? Are we not going to go for him now because we've got Ethan Wanyeri? Is it because I don't understand how there's not an urgency to get one, but then we still want one? So I don't know, man. I just feel like it's just kind of downplaying everything, really. If I'm being honest, I think personally we still want EZE. I think we just don't want to pay the full release clause potentially because we might get another player afterwards, depending on sales. So I don't know. I feel like we're just trying to cut costs a little bit. But in my opinion, man, if he's got a release clause, eventually, for me, we just have to just pay it, bro. Like, I don't understand or don't see a way where we just don't buy the player. I just don't get it. Like, he's literally got a release clause there. We've definitely got the money to pay it. We just don't want to pay it at this moment in time for whatever reason. So, yeah, man, for me, if I had to put money on it, I think we are going to sign him, but I don't know. I just don't know when in it. I don't know where it's going to be in the near future. Obviously, time is ticking, man. Obviously, it's August this week. That means it's only a month of the transfer window left. And I suppose or suspect when the Premier League games start coming on, there's going to be less, obviously, time for you to really sort out transfers and get really into the kind of nitty gritty of the transfer market, because you're going to be really, really obviously concerned or worried about the fixtures you've got coming up. So yeah, man, I feel like for me, it's definitely something you've got to keep an eye out for sure. But yeah, man, I think personally, we will probably make a bid for EZE. Not sure when. Maybe we're hoping that we can get rid of the likes of Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira, Lokonga, etc. before we make a move. And yeah, I expect us to at least make a bid for him this summer window, but we shall see. Obviously, Gunner Blog also goes on to say if Arsenal can bring in a wide attacker, they may be willing to listen to offers for either Gabriel Martinelli or Leandro Trossard. Now, again, is the wide attacker EZE? Is the wide attacker someone else? It's very, very vague, man. Very, very vague. And also as well, does that mean that we're going to be able to bring an attacker first, then sell one of these? Like, yeah, very, very vague. It says in Trossard's case, Arsenal had been in talks about a contract renegotiation. This would have seen the Belgian pick up an improved salary without extending his deal beyond its current expiry date of 2027. That there, I do not understand, man. Surely, if you're extending his money, which is fair enough, you could say again, because out of all the kind of guys that are overpaid, he's probably one of the guys, to be fair, Trossard, that's underpaid. I think I want to say he's only on like 100K or maybe even a bit less. It might even be on like 80 or 90. I'm not even sure, man. But yeah, he's probably one of the only kind of first teamers, rotational players that is probably kind of underpaid compared to how many minutes he gets, the goals he scored for us, compared to all the kind of players who, again, Reece Nelson is on 100 and he doesn't even play for the team. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah. But yeah, to not extend the length of the contract, I don't know, I just don't get that, man. Considering you're going to be paying him more money, and then he's going to be leaving the next kind of couple of years. So yeah, at the moment the contract remains unsigned as Trossard and his new representatives wait to see an opportunity and what opportunities the market brings. The difficulty comes if the interest arrives too late. In September 2024, Arsenal fielded a late inquiry for Trossard from the Saudi Pro League club, but the offer came too late for Arsenal to secure to source a replacement, so it was rejected. This is what I'm saying, man. So for me, you've got to just be a little bit ruthless in this regards, in terms of just saying to the player, look, we need to make sure that we need to get this guy out of the door. So yeah, just look for another club from now. Because again, you don't want to be waiting. Because again, Saudi clubs do like to do that, man. End of August, September. Because obviously, I think their window ends obviously a bit later than obviously the Premier League window. They like to just kind of see who they can try and get very, very late in the window, man. And again, it's not going to be realistic for Premier League clubs because you can't replace the player that's being sold unless you're already preparing for said player to leave. That's the only way you can probably do it. Is you buy the players you're in want now, and then you're kind of preparing yourself for a offer from a Saudi club or from someone after the window closes. But again, that's a bit risky because if they don't come in for him, then you're kind of stuck with an extra player, which you're not really anticipating for. So yeah, but yeah, in terms of obviously the article, what you're saying, again, very vague. Yeah, it wasn't really obviously specified if the wide attacker would be classified as EZE or someone else. I feel like this is a completely different player because again, in the last kind of piece, he was talking about EZE as the number 10 or 8 kind of role, where this is obviously a wide attacker. So potentially 2 players, man. And I feel like again, there is an opportunity for us to get another wide player if we do sell Martinelli or Trossard. And I think we definitely should sell one of them. Which one? I've been going back and forth. I think personally we should sell Martinelli. I think you get more money for him. I think again Trossard's more used to being on the bench and obviously can still contribute. And yeah, I think with Martinelli, man, I don't know. I just don't see any improvement from him personally. And he's on a lot more money in terms of wages as well. So yeah, I just think in terms of financially, wages wise, etc. Getting rid of him and getting someone in a little bit better, I think would probably be beneficial to the squad. But again, if it's Trossard and we're able to get some decent money for him and able to get a proper team play in for him, then I'll definitely take that as well, man. Definitely take that as well. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like on the video. Big up Lewis. He says, according to Sky Sports Switzerland, ISAK has agreed personal terms with Liverpool. Yes, brother. I did read that out earlier, my guy. Big up yourself for being in the chat. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, man. But yeah, apparently he has agreed personal terms with them on a 5-year deal. So yeah, it'd be very interesting to see if that comes to fruition on a long-term basis. Because again, I feel like for me, ISAK going to Liverpool is definitely a game changer in terms of how Liverpool are going to be next season, man, in terms of not just the Premier League, in all of the other competitions. Obviously, that's Victor Gyökeres there. He's priced in, obviously, fantasy football, 9.0 mil. Obviously, Matt Darwin, man, poetry in motion. What a player he is, man. Again, a player that was really, really impressive against Newcastle. Hopefully, we can see a bit more of him on Thursday against Tottenham in Hong Kong. But yeah, very, very excited about him, man. Obviously, Smith Rowe there, his 25th birthday. Happy birthday to him. On this day, we signed Gilberto Silva as well. So yeah, just going obviously through a couple of the tweets here. But yeah, obviously that was Victor Gyökeres' presentation just before the Newcastle game on the number 14 shirt. So going to be very, very interesting to see how he gets on in an Arsenal shirt. Victor Gyökeres, the new number 9. It's not really sunk in that we've actually got a new striker, just because I've been wanting to get one for so long, man. And it just feels a bit weird that we've actually got one. So it'll be very interesting to see how that pans out. Obviously, Fulham are in advanced talks with Arsenal over a move to re-sign Reece Nelson, and an agreement between the two teams is now close. Discussions center on either a loan with an option to buy, which would include a significant fee, or a permanent transfer, man. For me, he's got to be a permanent. Reece, obviously, I feel he's a good player, but again, very, very injury prone, unfortunately for him. And also, I feel like he needs a new challenge. He needs somewhere he's going to call home, and somewhere in the Premier League he can play regular minutes, which I feel like he can. And also as well, I think potentially them getting Reece Nelson as a permanent and then selling Amad Traore to Nottingham Forest, I think that could be a nice little swap there of 2 wide players coming in and out. So yeah, big up Andrew, man. Big up, man. Big up yourself, brother. I hope you are well. I hope you're good. Hopefully you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you've not already, my brother. But big up yourself as always. Graven Birch says after ISAK, if we sign Rodrigo and Gay, it will be a perfect window. Listen, man, if you get them 2 as well, I think you're gonna get Gay. The Rodrigo one, I'm not too sure because I don't know. Listen, I said you wouldn't get Rodrigo, and I said you wouldn't get ISAK when you got Ekatike, and you're getting ISAK, man. So I can't even rule it out, to be fair. If you can try and stump up the money, yeah, I feel like potentially you could probably get him. I feel like he would probably go to over the other clubs, considering the position you're in, how much money you've spent, the fact you're Premier League champions. you're in the Champions League, you've got a good chance of winning that. So yeah, man, Rodrigo again. I mean, it would be crazy. A front three, but of Rodrigo, ISAK, and Salah, mad. That would be mad. That would be crazy, to be fair. It'd be interesting chemistry wise how they get on, because again, on paper it sounds mad, and big names wise it sounds crazy, but obviously sometimes it does not work like that. We've seen it with Messi, Ronaldo. We've seen it with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. Didn't really work out. Same with obviously Mbappe, Rodrigo, Vinicius. Didn't really work out either. So, but yeah, I feel like it would be kind of crazy though if you didn't end up getting that kind of front three for sure. Bert is starting to cook. Listen, man, I feel like again, Bert being able to get those kind of those contracts sorted, the Ethan Winieri one, the Maslow Skelly one, Gabriel, the Saliba one as well. I definitely will add that to his mark, because again, these are kind of things that we will definitely be what's the word? Criticizing him over if he didn't get it done. So yeah, I think definitely that is something that I've got to give him a bit of credit for. For me now, it's about getting the sales over the line. If you can get rid of someone like a Gabriel Jesus and a Reece Nelson and these kind of guys, I think potentially it will be a fantastic start to his reign. But again, window's not over. That's what I like to say. I want to obviously judge him at the end of the window to see what he does. But yeah, fingers crossed he can obviously get it done. Obviously said perfect. I just woke up. We got normal guy. Of course, my brother. Hopefully you're okay. Gravenberg says Rodrigo is a hybrid of Mane and Diaz with a laughing emoji. He will roast everyone in the Premier League. I mean, Rodrigo is a very good player, and I feel like potentially he could be a star player for whoever he joins, whether it is an Arsenal or a Liverpool or Man City, whoever. I do feel like there'll be a plethora of teams after his signature. It's just whether who is really willing to pay him the 300k a week, which is obviously what he's going to want, and obviously pay the transfer fee. Are Liverpool willing to do that? Maybe. Are Arsenal willing to do that? Maybe. So yeah, we will see, man. We'll see what actually happens with that, because again, I feel like it's definitely one to keep an eye on. Speaking of Rodrigo, this article here says Rodrigo open to becoming the highest paid player at Tottenham, but dragging feet in favor of Premier League rivals. It says Rodrigo is open to joining Tottenham this summer after they vowed to make him the highest paid player, but he's said to be dragging his feet in favor of moving it to a Premier League rival. Yeah, I just think that Tottenham have just shown probably the biggest interest so far, considering, again, Arsenal need to sell to buy. They need to sell place to buy him in particular, because, again, the wages and obviously the transfer fee is going to be a lot. Liverpool concentrating on ISAK as well, and you could argue Arsenal are concentrating on EZE before, because, again, it's a cheaper deal. Manchester City have not really been active probably since the 1st of June, or the middle of June or whatnot, which is kind of interesting, because again, they were kind of getting all the kind of dopamine hits, Manchester City fans, at the start of June. But since that kind of tournament finished, the Club World Cup, they've not really been linked to anyone concrete or made any kind of bids with anyone, bar obviously Trafford, which is the goalkeeper. So yeah, I don't know whether it's better to kind of do your business spread out throughout the window, or to have that kind of first urge of the 1st of June, you kind of do a little bit of business, and then after that, it's kind of just nothing really. So yeah, the Spurs have also so far signed Kudus, Might tell Danson. The fact that they're putting in players they had on loan is crazy, by the way. But yeah, obviously all these kind of players for a combined 122 mil this summer. But the new manager wants to add further quality and depth to his ranks as they prepare for the Premier League and Champions League campaigns. I always forget they're in the Champions League now, and obviously Thomas Frank is going to be his first time in the Champions League managing. So yeah, going to be. I can't wait for the draw. I think the draw is going to be end of August. So probably this time next month, I would say the draw is going to be. Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see who they're going to get. Now it's obviously 8 games. Now it's going to be seeded. Now it's going to be, obviously, you're going to get 2 top teams in obviously one portion of the group. So yeah, you're probably going to get Spurs against Barcelona, Spurs against Real Madrid, Spurs against Bayern Munich, something like that, man, which is obviously always good to get more of the high-profile games, as well as obviously Arsenal get some high-profile games as well, which I definitely want to see, because I feel like it's more of a test of where you are as a club if you play these kind of top teams in the Champions League, to see if you actually can get far in the competition. It goes on to say, obviously the TBR football claim that Spurs have started conversations with the intermediaries in order to understand Rodrigo's situation. And the Brazilian international has been heavily linked with the move to the Premier League amid doubts over his future in Madrid following the arrival of Xabi Alonso as manager. Rodrigo was a key cog for Carlo Ancelotti, but barely featured in the Club World Cup under Alonso. And reports suggested they are now ready to listen to offers for the winger. Liverpool and Arsenal were thought to be at the front of the pack for Rodrigo, but the report claims now he's indicated he would be open to joining Spurs this summer. The Spurs' move for the 24-year-old is predicted on Son leaving the club this summer. So yeah, I can't see him go to Spurs if I'm being honest. It says Son is currently the highest earner at Tottenham on 190k a week, with James Maddison second on 170. Rodrigo is now thought to be below EZE on Arsenal's wish list, with the French outlet claiming that Gunners have now reached a full agreement to sign the star ahead of a bid. Exclusively reveals that they've struck full agreement with EZE. The 27-year-old winger is keen on a move since a few weeks. Also is about to bid Crystal Palace for the first time, although otherwise they are considering triggering the 60 plus £8 million release clause. But yeah, that's crazy, man. But yeah, I don't think Rodrigo wants to go personally, but we shall see. Big up Andrew says at least I hope we at least have a go at signing Rodrigo for sure. I agree, bro. I feel like for me, we need to at least get 2 more players. Obviously, you said it here. I want a minimum of 2 left-sided players. Ideally, a left back and winger. See, I'm a bit different. I think ideally we need a kind of an EZE type who can play on that left 8 and obviously 10, but more of the left 8 and left wing as well, and the left winger, and potentially a left back if you're going to be selling Zinchenko, man. Because again, I feel like Zinchenko will be moved on. So you're looking at that thinking, well, if he's going to be moved on, man, that leaves Calafiori, who's very injured now again, unfortunately, and Lewis Skelly, who's 18, as our left back options, man. Tomiyasu, who's left the club now. Mascara, obviously, can play fullback, but I don't think he's ever played left back before. So that'll be obviously a new position for him. So yeah, man, it kind of leaves us a little bit thin, relying on Calafiori's fitness for the entire season. That basically means we're going to be playing Lewis Skelly all season, basically, at left back, which again, for an 18-year-old, I don't think is wise, if I'm being honest. So but yeah, potentially we might have to be looking at a left back as well. So it might even have to be free. I'm not that whole left side needs a revamp anyway. Like and again, it's one of those things where, because Arsenal have left things to the last minute, where that left hand side has needed a revamp for years. We haven't replaced Granit Xhaka adequately. We haven't obviously got a left winger in for 2-3 years now. And again, the left back situations are always changing. So yeah, man, I think that kind of left side is definitely depleted a little bit. If I'm being honest, I don't think we've got the right players in those kind of positions to really take us forward in terms of what we want to do. So yeah. But yeah, kind of not really ideal, really. Big up Grandma Birch, she says a few weeks ago, same reporter said that Liverpool met Rodrigo in New York, and according to Indy Callagher, Liverpool said Rodrigo said to Rodrigo to wait for Liverpool. They will bid after they've got ISAK. Yeah, that was kind of the kind of news I was hearing, bro. That again, you wanting to get Nunes and Diaz out the door so you can get Rodrigo and ISAK through the door. Obviously, Nketiah is obviously replacing RIP Diego Jota. So yeah, that will kind of be your kind of replacements for the players that you've lost. Either sold or obviously tragically passed away. So yeah, potentially, man, that'll be a lot of money for Rodrigo again. But yeah, crazy, man. It literally is like FIFA for sure. Big up Waha. He says, "Good morning, Tops chat. Good morning, brother. Hopefully you're well. Big up for being in the chat, man. Make sure you guys like the video. And obviously subscribe to the channel if you are new people. But yeah, it says obviously Rodrigo is broadly open to a Spurs move, but he's dragging his feet as he doesn't want to commit, while Liverpool could be an option, man. So yeah, he's waiting for other teams, man, and I don't blame him. I can't see Spurs getting that one over the line. Obviously, they didn't manage to get Morgan's Gibbs White, so yeah, gonna be difficult to imagine them getting Rodrigo as well, if I'm being honest, bro. And I don't know, man, going from Real Madrid to Spurs is kind of crazy, if I'm being honest, but hey, who knows, man? Who knows, man? This window has been a different one for sure. But yeah, big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like up the thing and subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to become a member, it is pinned at the top of the chat. 99p to join, man. Cheap as chips, of course. So yeah, but yeah, big up everyone in the building. Just seeing if there's any more news, obviously, from Fabrizio Romano. Talking about Aaron Ramsdale. Says Newcastle have scheduled a new round of talks to get Aaron Ramsdale deal done with Southampton. Agreement close. Heavy loan fee with a buy option clause also included. So yeah, kind of a good deal, to be fair. In terms of getting Ramsdale for a loan fee and not actually paying any money for him with a buy option, not obviously a option where you've got to really pay a lot of money for him. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of crucial. It says Luis Diaz has arrived in Munich ahead of his move to Bayern Munich. With a medical today to follow. So that's probably going to get confirmed either today or tomorrow, him officially leaving. Al Nassr did not send any bid for Cucurella, and the player's full focus remains on Chelsea. He's a key part of the project. So yeah, that's no kind of real kind of progress there. He's going to be staying at Chelsea. Speaking of Chelsea, Chelsea and Ajax have progressed in talks for Hayter on Monday. Deal at the final stages. Hayter ready to sign a long-term deal at Chelsea, with the two clubs close to a full agreement. So yeah, that's going to be a very interesting signing. 19 years of age, very experienced man. Played in the Champions League, in the league, and already been capped for the international team of the Netherlands. So yeah, going to be a very interesting signing for Chelsea to make. Centre back who can also play fullback. So yeah, I think potentially that could be one to keep an eye on in terms of how well he does this season, man. But yeah, big up the comments, man, as always. I said Real Madrid. I said sorry, big up everyone in the building, man. I've just seen the chat. I don't think ISAK. I don't think ISAK is worth that much money. Listen, I don't think anyone's worth over 100 million. If I'm being honest, bro. But again, because of the current market, I feel like Newcastle kind of played that kind of put that kind of release clause on him for the simple fact, I said release clause, that kind of money on him for the simple fact that they tried to stray away all these clubs wanting to sign him at the time. I feel like that kind of clause was trying to put people off from him. But again, Liverpool have been like, you know what, we'll just pay it. We want the player that much, we'll just pay the whole money. So yeah, it's kind of backfired in a way. But yeah, it's definitely not worth that. Of course, probably if it was a realistic valuation, I'd probably say it's about an 80 million, 70 million, 80 million pound player in it. I'll probably say it. But yeah, in the current market, bro, when midfielders are going for that amount of money, when fullbacks are going for 65, 70 million pounds, obviously Guardiola went for 90. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like when you add it up, but then again, for a striker, you're going to want 100 plus, aren't you? So yeah, I get you, man. We got Carlos in the building, says Ekatike training videos look serious. Okay, proper striker. I'm looking forward to seeing how he plays, man. And again, he's someone that can definitely play on the left as well as up front. So yeah, could be a very, very shrewd signing. Be very interesting to see how much game time he gets with him, and obviously ISAK as well. But again, they both can play together because both of them can go on the left, both of them can play up front. So you're going to be very, very interesting, man. But yeah, look forward to seeing him play. Bill Gravenberch says we need Rodrigo, Gakpo, and Rio. Rio not on the Rodrigo's level. We need Rodrigo, Gakpo, and Rio are not on Rodrigo's level. Again, yeah, Rodrigo obviously is a top quality player. Gakpo is definitely a good player as well. But again, bro, like I said, on that left-hand side, you could be playing ISAK there. You could be playing Ekatike there. They're two players that can definitely play on the left as well. So you have got a bit of versatility in the squad. And also as well, with you playing the multiple positions, I think you're going to be able to rotate quite a lot, considering you got Champions League, Premier League as well as obviously other cup competitions too. So yeah, we got Tom Ford. It says Newcastle needs to hurry up with Sesko, man. Listen, bro, there's potential that they might even get Sesko. Man United are sniffing around, if I'm being honest, bro. Like, again, it's one of those ones where with the Sesko deal, man, it's not guaranteed he's going to be going to Newcastle. I mean, it's crazy to say, considering you would think they would have had a clear run on him, but I don't know, man. I think potentially there could be a little bit of a twist in the kind of deal, man. But I think it just depends on. I think it just depends if what am I saying? It just depends if Man United can sell some players in the meantime. Obviously, this was this was Sam C. He was saying Sesko has been followed closely by Man United scouts for more than 3 years. Sources confirmed the club have been in contact again this year. United are understood to be admirers of Sesko all-round game and believe his style will suit the Premier League. Obviously, he was the first one to say that Benjamin Sesko is open to a move to Manchester United despite no European football. United have been tracking him for 3 years. United have told potential new signings they need to sell in order to buy. This is why potentially he's not said yes to Newcastle yet, because he might be waiting for United, man. Also held talks recently, but they were described as complicated by sources. United have also submitted another. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, that was obviously the 17th of July. So yeah, man, it just seemed like potentially you might be waiting for Man United to sell some players first and then go back in for him. So that would be very, very interesting. Bigger Waha, it says the word you're looking for is shit house. This window has been a shit show. Sorry, this window has been a shit show. Listen, this was probably wouldn't be one of the best windows in a minute, man. I feel like a lot of teams are making moves. A lot of teams are getting some signings that you're looking at thinking that's going to improve your team. That's going to improve your team, etc. So that's probably one kind of thing that I would definitely say. Because normally you do have a few teams that kind of don't really buy anyone, or through the top teams that just get one player in. But you look at Manchester City, they've got definitely an improved squad. Same with Liverpool, same with Chelsea. Arsenal have got a few players in there now where you think, okay, they can actually make an impact in the starting team. So yeah, as obviously again, as well as Man United, even though they've only bought 2 players. The 2 players are significantly better than what they've got in attack or what they've had in attack the last couple of years. So yeah, there's been a lot of changes for sure. Big up RS, he says Madrid to Spurs is a massive backward step for the lad. Liverpool must rescue him from this awful fate. LOL. Listen, man, I feel like again, Rodrigo, potentially Sesko, I think they're probably waiting for clubs to kind of sort out what they need to sort out before they actually commit to a move to somewhere else. So yeah, that definitely is one to keep an eye on, man. Rodrigo to Liverpool. I thought he might be dead in the water, but again, if you could assume that Diaz leaving, is to get ISAK in, potentially Nunes leaving would get Rodrigo in, which again would be crazy. What a window that would be. Like, bro, you'd have to win it all. I'm sorry. To get Wirtz, ISAK, Ekitike, and Rodrigo in one window is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is ridiculous, man. But yeah, big up Carlos. It says the best left back in the world is not for sale. Says Carlos. Good morning, Carlos. It says normal guy. Big up ST. Big up yourself, brother. Hopefully you're well. Good to see you in the chat, my guy. Hopefully you are good. You can't see Rodrigo. Yeah, I can't see Rodrigo going to Spurs. Yeah, I just think it's paper talk, man. Again, obviously they'll be interested because they want to strengthen their attack. But yeah, there's going to be a plethora of clubs obviously in for him for sure. So yeah, I don't see him going there. A big up Carlos. It says morning minions. This guy is crazy. Man thinks he's carefree. Lewis fam. Bow down to your world champions. Joke, man. Absolute joke, man. I can't wait for the season to start. I really can't. I said, Waha says might be a step back, but it gives him more chances to play and get into the World Cup squad. You know what? I feel like he's going to get, I mean, I say he's going to get picked. I mean, Ancelotti's there as well now. So I don't know, man. I feel like as long as he's playing somewhere, then I feel like he definitely is going to get picked. But yeah, I think bigger teams than Spurs are going to be coming in for him. I just think he needs to lower his wage demands because I don't think a lot of teams want to pay the massive fee that Real Madrid want and his wages as well. I think it's too much. Paying £90 million and 300k a week straight off the rip is kind of crazy, man. I feel like someone's gonna have to make a compromise, whether it's Real Madrid lowering down the price or Rodrigo lowering down his wage demands before he gets kind of the clubs he wants. So yeah, but we'll see, bro. We'll see what happens with that. Big up Andrew says ISAK is quite injury prone. I'm glad we got the Sweden's #1 striker. Listen, ISAK can have some injuries, obviously going into seasons as well. He can miss a few games, but even when he misses a few games, you look at his goal scoring record, man. He's still getting 20+ goals in the league. So, yeah, I think he's still a quality player, and it'd be very interesting to see how he obviously adapts to the Liverpool team if he eventually does go there. No one wants United's players, bums who demand high wages. Yeah, they've not really been able to sell any kind of their key players, if I'm being honest, man. I feel like, again, at this moment in time, I thought they would at least got rid of maybe like a Garnacho or someone like that. But at this moment in time, man, it seems like all the main kind of stayers are there. Even Rashford only went on loan, so they've not really got a major transfer fee for him. Anthony's still there as well now. Sancho, it was obviously he was supposed to stay at Chelsea. He's obviously gone back to Manchester United now. So yeah, it's crazy, really. It's crazy. Obviously, speaking of Manchester United, obviously this from Ben Jacobs, he says Man United exploring both Benjamin Sesko and Ollie Watkins. Efforts currently framed around those two. As reported, Ollie Watkins' talks have already taken place. Villa prefer to keep and won't entertain a sell without a replacement. They value Watkins at 60 mil, but United think they can get a deal possible for less if Villa find another striker. But we wish striker, bro, and wish striker of decent quality. Again, Villa are going to be in the Europa League, man, so they need a guy that's going to be guaranteed them scoring goals. You're looking at their attack now; it's getting kind of depleted. Obviously, in January they had Rashford, Asensio. They still had Duran at the time, and obviously Watkins. They sold Duran. Now Asensio and obviously Rashford are going back to or going to other teams now. So that just kind of leaves them with Watkins as their kind of lone striker. So you're gonna have to try and get a player as good as Watkins or better, which I don't know who that would be for Villa, because the striker market is scarce. Will they go for someone like a Nicholas Jackson, for example? And even that, I would say that's a downgrade, but I think Watkins is better than Nicholas Jackson personally. So yeah, man, I don't know if that's even possible, if I'm being honest. It says Man United have also exploded Sesko and more driven by obviously Christian Vivel. He says Leipzig still asking for 80 million plus euros. Crazy money. Man United face competition from Newcastle, who are currently more advanced in discussions, both clubs hoping the price drops to closer to 70 million euros. A bid for Nicholas Jackson remains unlikely. Currently not a deal Man United are working on due to the cost. So again, they can't really afford basically Nicholas Jackson in this current climate. Chelsea want, 80, 90 million or whatever it is. So yeah, that is not going to be feasible. Big up Gravenberch says RB Leipzig winger Antonio Nusa is reportedly on a 3-man shortlist of potential recruitments for Liverpool, along with obviously Rodrigo and Fofana. So yeah, you probably are going to get one of those kind of guys in, as well as ISAK, man. So again, kind of crazy when you think about it, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Liverpool are playing Football Manager. It's ridiculous, man. People forget they got Verts in this summer window. 160 million pounds, bro. And they got Ikatike for 80 million pounds. This win, and they're gonna get Isak for 120, and they want Rodrigo as well, and they've got Frimpong and obviously Kirkes too. Like, bro, this is a lot of money they're spending, bro. So yeah, their expectation, they should be favorites for the Champions League and the Premier League, if I'm being honest, man. Because again, you could argue they've got the best keeper, the best centre back, the best right winger, the best striker in these kind of positions, bro. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. The best 10. But yeah, mad. Big up Tom Ford says Newcastle have told Leipzig they'll pay the money they want. They just need a yes from Sesko. Yeah, bro. I think what it is, Tom, is that it looks like Sesko's kind of waiting for Man United to sell a player, based off the report from Sam C, who's very, very reliable. That again, Man United have told obviously the players they want to sign, you've got to have to wait because we need to sell players, get them out the door before we can kind of proceed. However, how long can a player wait? Obviously, the season's going to start in a couple of weeks. Sorry, you kind of need to get a move on in terms of preparation. Whether you want to get certain strikers through the door, Sesko's probably looking at his own future, thinking, "Well, I need to kind of know where I'm going to be going, where I'm going to be playing, and when the season starts, really ideally." So, yeah. Man United have to get moving. And this is what I said, bro. The fact that you're not selling players is going to be a worry because you're not going to be a team, especially out of the Champions League, out of Europe altogether, that's going to be spending. You're going to need some departures going the other way to carry on and continue the kind of expenditure. So, yeah, you're not probably going to get a striker until you make a major sell, whether it is a Anthony or Sancho or Casemiro or someone like that. I feel like you need a major sale where the wages come off the books as well as a fee, and then you can kind of proceed with maybe another striker. But at the minute, it doesn't look like it's going to be like it's close with anyone, if I'm being honest, man. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see for sure. We got Carlos. He says Liverpool signing these superstars only puts pressure on the gaffer to win it all. When they don't, it'll be This is what I'm saying. I feel like they don't realize that, even though in their head it's like, well, we won it last year without all these superstars. We're gonna win it again this year. Football is a funny game, man. We've seen it before. Just because you got all these wicked players at the same time doesn't guarantee you're going to win everything. It's just weird. Like, it doesn't work like that. Bro, I would have put my house on that Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe would win the Champions. This Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe in the same team would win the Champions League. They didn't get to the final with them three. Like, again, it's just all kind of different metrics. I feel like, again, it's styles make different type of teams work. Sometimes you do need a player that's not a massive name but does a certain key obviously part of the team, like a job for the team, sorry, to make them tick. Not to say that, listen, Liverpool could sign all these players and they could win it all. Like, if they end up scoring loads of goals and got solid defense and stuff like that, then bro, they'll be obviously hard to stop because again, you've got Isak scoring, you've got Ekatike scoring, you've got Salah scoring, etc. But at the same time, there is obviously a thing where it's not 100% guaranteed that they could come in and have a bit of teething problems. There could be a thing where the chemistry is not quite there. You might have to play one instead of both. So, yeah, there is different elements to think about. But they're massive favourites, man. They have to be, bro. They have to be. Man said, nasty wage billionaire. Hey, that Rodrigo, that 300K is going to hit like nothing else, I'll tell you. I said, what's he on? 200K? That's 40 less than Odegaard. That's cheeky, man. To be fair, it's true. I mean, Arsenal need to sort out their transfer, their wage bill anyway, man. It's kind of all over the place, if I'm being honest, man. Big old Godfrey, my brother, man. What are you telling me, my guy? Hopefully you're good. Hopefully you're well. Good to see you in the chat, man. It says, Newcastle being rejected again. Listen, bro, it's looking like possibly they might be getting rejected again, man. Bro, if they get rejected again, man, I don't know. Like I said, pound for pound, I've not seen a worse transfer window from a team in my life, having selling their best player to a team that they didn't think they'd be selling him to. And losing out on all of these targets to replace the player, to strengthen the team, and they're in the Champions League as well. It's kind of like, bro, how is this even possible? Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I feel like for me, it's kind of a thing where yeah, they need to really make sure they get Sesko over the line, or it could get sticky. Big up Godfrey says, big up Tops G. Hope you're good. Big up the community. Big up yourself, brother. Always a pleasure to see you in the chat, my guy. Always supporting the channel, which I really appreciate, man. So big up yourself every single time, brother. Big up Andrew says definitely looks like a lot of players don't want to move to Newcastle. Yeah, there's always been like a stigma about players not wanting to live there. It's too cold. It's too up north. It's kind of separate to anything that's really kind of busy and active that happens across the rest of the country. Like London is kind of the go-to place for these kind of foreign players. But yeah, man. And again, it's a bit weird because again, they've got Champions League football, they've got good players. Like it's not like they've not got a good team. They've got a very good team in terms of like their midfielders and obviously some of the attackers they've got as well. So yeah, I just feel like maybe in terms of history-wise, they can't really compete with a Manchester United or a Liverpool or these kind of historically big teams that some of these players dream to play for based off the history of the club in it. So maybe that's probably one of the main kind of issues they're having. But for me, bro, I feel like again, how they can't get more players over the line is kind of crazy, if I'm being honest. Big up Graham Birch says Nusa looks very similar to Shirky, the way he dribbles. Man, if you can get another top player, I feel like it's going to be very, very good season for you guys for sure. Big up RS, he says Arsenal could have spent like this if Arteta didn't waste money buying 3 or 4 dross signings every window. Yeah, exactly, man. Those kind of Chelsea signings really kind of hindered us. And also as well, a big thing as well, RS, we're really bad at selling. You guys are really good at selling your players at the right time for a decent amount of money. We don't sell players well. So again, we couldn't sustain or maintain this kind of expenditure because we don't have any kind of big kind of sales through the door the last 4 or 5 years, or either go on a free or we rip up their contract or they go for minimal money. So again, that's something that definitely has to change the perception of the club. And once you get that changing and you get a kind of perception where you're a very hard team to negotiate with and you make sure you get the best for your players, that's when you can start spending even more money because again, you're going to have the money coming in and obviously the players going out. So yeah, big ol' ST, good to see you in the building, brother. It says, I think Sesko's agent has effed him. According to The Athletic, his agent asked for too much. Then when Berta said no, the agent came back and said, no, we'll ask for less. Well, Berta told him to jog on. Yeah, I feel like they tried to, again, you know what it is? And it's about perception and obviously how different kind of sporting directors deal with things. I think they were kind of used to Edu's kind of way of thinking of, okay, we've got one player that Arteta wants. We're just going to go for that said player. We're not going to make any kind of adjustments, no kind of backup plans, no kind of plan Bs or other kind of other outlets that potentially we might pivot to if this is not the deal that's good for us. So with that mentality, he's kind of, well, I want the biggest amount of money. I want this, I want that. And normally Edu would have either said no to begin with, but then folded because this is the player that Arteta wants. Whereas I think Berta had a different approach. Obviously, he was scouting other players anyway. And if I'm being honest, I think Berta wanted Gyökeres anyway. I think I think if he had a choice with what to pick, the 2 to pick, I think he would have picked Gyökeres instead of Sesko anyway. So when they kind of made it difficult for the deal, I think now that made it like no kind of reason just to pivot. Do you know what I'm saying? He didn't really need an excuse after that because he's like, I don't really want this kind of player anyway. You're kind of making it difficult for me to do a deal. So let's just pivot to the guy I actually want. It's going to be easier, cheaper, etc. So yeah, man. And now obviously Sesko's agent and even Leipzig to an extent, they're going to have to try and maybe bring down the price a little bit because they were still asking for 90 million euros, man. 100 million euros, which is a lot of money for a player that's literally underdeveloped. Let's be honest, like he's a player that needs to obviously improve, get better. I don't think teams want to invest that amount of money in a striker position because I feel like, I mean, and again, it's at Man United's expense. I think people are looking at that Højlund deal, that 72 million pound deal. I think that was like 86 million euros. I'm thinking we don't want that to happen to us. That's a lot of money for a player that's ultimately not good enough based off a lot of potential, and he's not fulfilled it because again, he's not scoring goals. He's not looking like a proper player. So yeah, I think a lot of teams are kind of wary about that and don't want to have that again. So if they're going to be spending a decent amount of money, like 100 and plus, they want an ISAK. They want someone ready-made. Even getting Ikitike for 80 plus million euros, again, is a lot of money they've spent on that. But they're in a position where they can potentially do that because they've still got Salah there, who's going to score goals in the meantime in the next 2 years. So that will allow Ikitike to really develop. Whereas a team like Man United and Arsenal, they need a ready goal scorer made right now, man. They can't rely on other players to chip in while this kind of play develops. So yeah, I think it's very, 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 very strange how they ask for so much, considering A lot of teams weren't willing to pay what they needed. Big up Carlos is Jared after signing Wirtz, Rodrigo, EZE, Ekitike. Liverpool aren't favourites for the league title because the Blaze need time to sell. Big up Jared, my brother, you know. But yeah, I don't want to hear that from him, bro. I do not want to hear that from him, I swear. I don't want to hear the players don't know each other. He's only the manager's second season. The players are inexperienced together, all that stuff, man. It's crazy, man. Big ol' ST says now Newcastle going for Aaron Ramsdale. Is that the worst Champions League window in history? Listen, it might bar for bar, pound for pound in terms of them getting rejected, in terms of them selling their obviously key player. I'm not, you guys in the chat, maybe you guys that know of a worse Champions League window. Maybe, to be fair, Arsenal are up there from last year, because I think Arsenal's transfer window was atrocious last year. Getting Calafiori, who's injury prone, Marino, obviously, who's a better up front than he is than your number 8, and then a loan signing of Neto, who was cup-tied, and Sterling, who was finished. Bro, atrocious. And we were in the Champions League. I know we didn't sell any or lose any big players like they are losing ISAK, but bro, that is atrocious. That's so bad, man. Considering we're so close to the title as well. So yeah, atrocious, man. Big up Red RD, Red Road, my brother Rory, man. Hey, bless up, brother. Big up yourself, my guy. Hopefully you're well, my bro. Hopefully you're good. Good to see you out in the building, man. But yeah, sick guy, man. Rodrigo to Tottenham, don't make me laugh. Remember Di Maria? Listen, bro, again, it's one of those ones where I feel like the idea of it, obviously, is more realistic than the actual, obviously, execution of it for sure. Because, yeah, I can't see Rodrigo going to Spurs. I think he'd rather stay at Real Madrid's bench, man, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I think it's just one of those ones where Tottenham are trying to see if there's a gap in the market while all the teams like Liverpool, like Manchester City, like Arsenal are dealing with all the kind of signings at the minute. Obviously, Man City dealing with the Trafford signing. Also trying to get EZE, Liverpool trying to get ISAK. So, yeah, they're all kind of preoccupied. Tottenham were obviously supposed to get Gibbs White. That obviously fell through. And now they're kind of not really got any kind of targets they're after. So maybe they're seeing this as an opportunity to kind of get a obviously more a target. But, yeah, kind of crazy when you think about it, man. Big up 7 on DR says, good morning, tops. The chat fire. Big up yourself, 7 on DR, my brother, man. Hopefully you're good. Any news on the Arsenal front, especially updates on outgoings? Because that's the narrative that's been pushed by us. Yeah, the only kind of good thing you said that, actually. The only kind of news about outgoings, bro, is West Ham Arsenal midfielder Fabio Vieira, according to Ben Jacobs. So, yeah, West Ham have added Arsenal's attacking midfielder Fabio Vieira to their summer wish list as they look to boost their midfield options, according to Ben Jacobs. Although no formal approach has been made to Arsenal yet, Vieira is now on West Ham's radar at the club. Aims to sign multiple midfielders this transfer window. Vieira joined Arsenal from Porto for 34 mil. It's crazy when you think about it, man, considering how bad he's been 3 years ago, and has struggled to cement his place in the Gunner squad. His time in London has been hampered by injuries and difficulties adapting to the Premier League's physical demands. Last season's Vieira returned to Porto on loan and enjoyed a decent spell. However, his future with Arsenal is increasingly uncertain. So yeah, man, that's kind of really it, bro, in terms of like outgoings, man. And Fabio Vieira is kind of the one where he could be out the door for a Premier League team. Do you think he'll be a good signing for West Ham? I'm not too sure, if I'm being honest, man. I feel like he struggles with the physicality. I don't think you can really put him in the middle of the pitch. I think you're better off just putting him out wide. But again, he doesn't really have much pace, so he's kind of going to be like a Greenish kind of prototype in terms of a guy that's kind of got decent close control. It can whip a ball in. No, maybe like a Bernardo Silva out wide. I'm not saying he's as good as these players, by the way. Just in terms of style and profile, in terms of a wide player that's not really quick, can't really get to the byline, but has got good close control, can probably whip a good ball in with his left foot when he cuts in. Well, that's probably about it. You don't really want him in the middle of the park because that's where the most duels are. That's where the most physicality is. That's where you're kind of battling and firing out for the ball to make sure you can get turnover in possession. And in those kind of situations, he's very, very poor. Like, again, he can't hold the ball up. He can't protect the ball. He gets he gets thrown off the ball way too easily. And in those duels, he's not a tackler, man. He's not someone that's going to be getting stuck in. So when you put him out wide, you kind of put him away from that. And then you kind of can just put the ball into him. But again, he hasn't got the pace to beat a fullback. So again, you're kind of relying on him kind of being integrated, doing 1-2, kind of connecting with other kind of players, man. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think he's really suited to the Premier League, if I'm being honest. And you get players like that, which is fair enough. But yeah, I don't think he's suited to the Premier League at all. But big up for the comment, as always, my brother. Big up Andrew says, I'm so glad we didn't get Tesco. But I said Tesco, you know. Listen, he might be a good player, bro. But again, I just feel like in the position that we're in, we couldn't afford to wait for him to be a good player. We have to get a ready-made player right here, right now, considering the position we're in, where we've been needed to win a major trophy for the last 2-3 years anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's now or never, man. It's now or never. Big up Graham Birch says, imagine if Tottenham pulled Rodrigo, laughing emoji, and offered 500 grand a week. Rodrigo is on 400k plus bonuses. You know what? You know, if that actually happened, I feel like Rodrigo wouldn't stay there long anyway. We've seen it before when players even go to Saudi, for example, get loads of money and they end up leaving because they're not actually generally happy. I feel like, again, he'd probably be there for a year and then obviously want to leave or whatnot, even if the money's good. So, yeah, it's one of those ones, man. It's crazy. But, yeah, Spurs did finish 17th. So, again, it's going to be a difficult one for them to obviously get players that can really improve them. I feel like they need definitely more than they've got. I remember Matis Tell was there last year as well as Danso. I think Danso was okay. And Matis Tell, I think, was a bit inconsistent, if I'm being honest. But again, he's young. Kudus is a very good player. But yeah, I think like they need more, man. They need, like, is Solanke going to be the guy that can take them into the Champions League through the league positions? I don't think so, man. So yeah, I feel like they probably need a striker more than anyone. Arteta under pressure more than Slot, no matter who Slot signs, in my opinion. Listen, man, I think Arteta's been under pressure, bro. Like, again, there's no more I can say, man. He has to win some trophies, bro. Like, I've been saying it for the longest time now. I'll continue to keep saying it. And especially with the amount of money he's going to be spending this summer as well, then yeah, there kind of is no excuse, man. Before, people weren't really putting Arsenal as favourites or didn't really think Arsenal could do anything because they didn't have a striker. Now we've got the striker. Whether you think he's good enough or not, we've got a striker that scores goals. So if he doesn't start scoring goals for Arsenal, people are going to be looking at Arteta, not Gyökeres, because it's like, well, he's been scoring everywhere else. If you're not creating chances for him, that's kind of a system problem. That's a manager problem. So, yeah, there is a lot of pressure on him to make sure he gets the best out of Gyökeres for sure. Big up Carlos. He says, Jared, Liverpool aren't favourites for the league because we didn't sign him. We didn't sign him. Mbappe. Crazy. Flipping out, man. Big up Red RD. Rory, my brother, says, great move for Fabio, despite weighing as much as a... It will fit right in with the scraps, and that's crazy, you know, with the scraps, man. Pick up yourself, Rory, for the comment. That's maybe Crease. Oh, nah, that's mad. But yeah, listen, if we can get some money for him, like I said, kind of the perception that Burton needs to obviously improve, like I said before, we need to start getting some money for these players. I know we don't rate them, but again, players go from Liverpool, from Chelsea, that these fans don't really rate that highly, but they still manage to get decent amount of money for them. So we need to be the same, man. Gabriel Jesus, Fabio Vieira, Lokonga, Reece Nelson, these kind of the guys that are on the obviously on the cups have not really been in the first team that we kind of need to get rid of. Zinchenko's another one. I know a lot of them are on high wages, so it's going to be difficult. I understand that. But if you can try and make some permanent sales, even if it's not a lot of money, we just want to get the wages off, and then we can kind of reset kind of the wage bill and try and get some players in that are on cheaper wages that can we then obviously be better than the players that we've just let go. So yeah, but yeah, big up yourself for the comment, Red. Red RD, my bro. Mrs. Carlos says Liverpool aren't favourites for the league because Kelleher was a big loss to the dressing room and we didn't replace him. Oh my days, man, it's crazy. If it's actually so funny if he actually says one of these things, man, it'd be actually crazy, man. Big up Jared every single time. Big up Red RD. Rory says they probably won't have to use the pennies no more. They could just use Fabio, right? Listen, man. The guy, he's just, I've never seen a guy so weak in my life, bro. Like, again, he just got no physicality. He's just like zero. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him win like a draw or attack or anything. Like, he's just not got the strength for it, man. But I'm surprised West Ham are even in for him, man, to be honest with you. I guess I'm trying to think who he would replace. They don't really play with attacking tens, do I mean, and maybe if Luis Paqueta is going, it does look like he's going to be cleared actually of all those kind of betting charges, which is kind of a surprise considering at the time it looked like he was going to be certain that he was going to be obviously banned from football. They were saying like 10 years at some stages. So yeah, the fact that that's obviously changed in terms of them potentially not being banned for banned at all, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I think that's very, very interesting as well. So yeah, for me, you have to wait and see what actually happens with that, because I think again, Fabio Vieira going to West Ham might be something that happens later on in the window when they obviously sell who they need to sell. But it is an active kind of story, man. Sam C is definitely back in the story as well. Says Fabio Vieira could be set for a summer move away from Arsenal, with sources revealing that his agent is actively working on finding a solution amid growing interest across Europe. So there is actually teams that are actually interested in him, to be fair. So, which is very, very interesting considering, again, Fabio Vieira has not had a great deal of good success out on loan at Porto or even for Arsenal in the last 2 or 3 years. So, yeah, again, 34 mil. Listen, if we can get 15 mil for him, I mean, again, it's half, but if we can get something like that for him, I definitely think it would be a decent return considering I just don't rate him, man. I think he's been pretty poor, if I'm being honest. But yeah, obviously, again, Sam Smith definitely concurs with Ben Jacobs, and West Ham have added Fabio Vieira to their list of midfield options. As reported on the 15th, sources revealed that his agent is actively working on finding a solution amid growing interest across Europe. So yeah, that's obviously a deal you've got to keep an eye on for sure. Obviously, he's disclaimed the rumors. He says, don't believe there's anything in the Rodrigo times Tottenham rumors as of today. So he's saying that's not really anything that's concrete, which is fair enough. So yeah, obviously there's a lot of things going on again with Man United and them trying to get a couple of players in through the door. So yeah, a lot of things are definitely happening. Big up everyone in the building, man. Big up Shane, my brother, man. Make sure you go subscribe to Shane. Make sure you go subscribe to Red Road as well. Red RD as well. My brother Rory, obviously good. Very good Arsenal content creators, man, both of them. So yeah, make sure you guys click on their channels and go subscribe to both of them. Big up Shane. He says Fabio Vieira is like a younger brother playing with all of his older brother mates. Honestly, man, it does feel like, you know, back in school when you had like a year 11 and then you had like a year 7, year 8 kind of trying to play with the kind of the big team, the big boys, and he just gets shoved off the ball. There's no kind of like intensity. Like if he also obviously at the same kind of strength level, maybe he could be a decent player because he, you know, he's a bit technical, but he can just never get a hold of the ball because he's just not strong enough, man. So yeah, I would love to know who actually did their research on him in terms of his physicality before obviously Arsenal ended up signing him, because again, it was kind of a signing that no one really asked for, and it seems to be a common theme here. You know, you got Fabio Vieira, no one asked for. Kai Havertz, no one asked for. Madueke, no one asked for. Like these kind of signings don't seem to like they've been working. If I'm being honest, man. Again, to balance it out, again, no one really wanted a Ramsdale, and again, he was okay for us, to be fair. Got some money out for him, but ultimately wasn't good enough for where we wanted to go to. I remember when we linked with Ben White, no one really wanted him either, and he's been pretty good, to be fair, at right back for Arsenal. So there's a few ones where you think, okay. But again, the majority of the time, man, it's been the guys that probably the fans don't really rate or are kind of confused why we're even linked with. And then they come here and they don't really prove anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, again, Fabio Vieira is not a player that I knew anything about before we were linked with him. Don't say that I wanted him or anything. He came in, and yeah, they never really had that many good performances. I remember he had a performance against Fulham when he came off the bench and he got an assist and won a penalty. That's probably how the best he even got, if I'm being honest, man. That's probably his best performance in an Arsenal shirt, and that's like a 20-minute cameo. So, yeah, man. Yeah, it's definitely someone we've got to get rid of, and hopefully him, Zinchenko, like I said, Reece Nelson's another one, Lokonga's another one, Gabriel Jesus. If we can get some money for him, again, going to be very difficult because he is injured, and he's on a lot of money, man. 265K. He's on a week, which is a ridiculous amount of money. If we can try and get him out the door, even if it's a loan with an obligation, I know it's going to be difficult. Even if it's a loan with an option, but it's kind of an option where it's kind of been triggered with some kind of appearances kind of tied into it. So you can kind of get around it where if he plays 20 games, it's obviously automatically put into an obligation, something like that. Because again, it's going to be difficult to sell him because he's injured, bro. He's an injured player. So a lot of teams are not going to be wanting to get an injured player on that much money as well. So going to be very, very difficult. Obviously, those rumors across the weekend about him potentially going back to Flamengo. Again, we've obviously, I said sold, but we let obviously Jorginho go on a free, and obviously he's there at the minute now at Flamengo. And I feel like their season, the Brazilian league has already started. I think it's a different time scale to obviously everyone else in Europe. So yeah, if that's the case, I don't know, man. Potentially, sending him back to Brazil could be the ideal thing for him to obviously work on his recovery and also potentially be part of that kind of Brazil squad in obviously in the World Cup. Considering again it's going to be this summer, so he's going to be wanting to be fit for that kind of spell of time. So yeah, man. Big up everyone in the building, man. Big up 7RDR says, what do you make of this news that we are keeping hold of Trossard, Zinni? We could look to sell them, actually. Both of their contracts expire next season. It's frustrating the way we move. Yeah, bro, I agree, man. I think, for me, you got to be selling. And again, I put Martinelli in this kind of conversation. I think not a lot of people realize Martinelli's got 2 years left on his deal as well. And also, he's on 180k a week. So we're either going to have to sell him within this summer or next summer, or give him a new deal. And I'm with a lot of obviously Arsenal fans. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are not going to be happy with him getting more money, considering, again, the performance he's put in the last 2 years, had them not been good enough. I know there's definitely been some caveats. I think Arteta has not really used them correctly in terms of how he uses that left winger position. I think, again, they're very isolated. We've seen it again in the preseason games. There's no one overlapping, considering how much support Saka gets on the right-hand side with, obviously, either Vieira or Odegaard or Ben White overlapping. He gets a lot of support with him being able to cut into his left foot or overlap or play someone down the channel. Whereas Martinelli is kind of like, well, you just beat your fullback kind of thing, and that's it. There's no kind of link-up play, etc. However, I think, again, his footballing IQ brain has definitely not developed. I don't think there's any really scenario where he combines very well when there is an opportunity to combine with other players. So, yeah. But, yeah, like I was saying with Martinelli, he's got 2 years left, man, so we need to make a decision. We either have to sign him to a new contract, otherwise he's going to go on a free, which, again, would be a massive mistake, considering even though we bought him for £6 million, he's one of our last assets we could actually sell for a decent amount of money because of his age, the price, etc., and the fact he does play for Brazil now. So, yeah, these are the things you got to factor in. So, for me, bro, we need to be getting that ball rolling, man, because, again, 2 years left. I don't really want to be seeing him get a new contract, if I'm being honest, because he's going to be on more money. He's going to be on, what, 220, 240 probably on another 5-year deal. Unless you're going to do that to then sell him the next summer, which I doubt they're going to do. It's probably going to be a solidified member of the team then. I don't see how it makes sense, because, again, we all really want him to be replaced in that kind of starting lineup, because, again, we want a better winger starting on the left going into the start of the season. So can you really have someone like Martinelli on possibly 200, 220 a week on the bench, as well as Kai Havertz on 285 on the bench? These guys are going to have to get sold eventually, like in the next year or so. I'm pretty convinced they're going to have to get sold, because it's not sustainable having these guys on 300k, 250k, 200k that are going to be on the bench on a regular basis, man. I feel like you're better off getting in some players that are on way less wages that can definitely offer what these guys offer at a cheaper rate. So, yeah. But, yeah, in terms of what you're saying, bro, about Trossard and Zinni, I think definitely Zinchenko definitely has to go, man. Again, I feel like we've moved past him as a club in terms of what he is able to provide. I think Miles Lewis-Skelly can do the exact same thing, and he's better defensively, in my opinion, more physical, quicker, stronger off the ball as well. So, yeah, I feel like we can definitely obviously do without him. However, what I will say is that with that, again, if you're going to be selling him, you're going to have to replace him, because I don't really like Calafiori at left back, and he's injury prone at this moment in time. You can't really rely on his availability, which would then leave kind of Miles Lewis-Skelly as the only kind of fit left back. You've seen Kivior play there. That's not an idea I really want to entertain, because, again, you've seen his performances at centre back much, much better. And left-sided centre-back, I mean. So, yeah, I feel like you're going to just keep him there as kind of the backup to Gabriel. And, yeah, potentially you have to get in another left-back. Again, Kieran Tierney's left, Zinchenko's left. That will be 2 left-backs leaving the club without us getting in a replacement, which I think would be a bit silly, man. So, yeah, I think if Zinchenko does leave, I think we have to get someone in. And then, like with Trossard for me has to make way, or Martinelli, one of the two, for us to get a new winger in. So, but we'll see what happens, bro. We'll see what happens. But big up for your question as well. Big up Red RD. It was don't remind me that Vitinha was right there at the same club for the same price, bro. It's crazy, man. We literally could have just got him instead. It's madness, man. It's madness, man. Big up yourself as well, bro. I said free Korean, bro. I don't know where he's been at, man. I don't know where he's at. Make sure you guys like on the video, man, and subscribe as well, people. But yeah, I don't know where Korean is at, man. Big him up. Maybe he's enjoying the summer. Hopefully he's back for the start of the season. I need him back for the first game. Obviously, Man United, Arsenal. He's a Man United fan, so I definitely need him back for that for sure. Big up RS. He says, I think EZE deal is done. We're just giving Newcastle time to find a replacement for announcement. Before, don't let it slip that it's all done. Yeah, I feel like, again, it's definitely in the cards where it's probably behind the scenes. It's a bit more further than obviously what's been reported in the media. They always say that the media is always like 2 or 3 days behind anyway. So yeah, it wouldn't be surprised me. I feel like when he's not going to the tour, he probably knows there's a high chance that he's not going to play for Newcastle ever again. Let's be honest, man. Otherwise, you wouldn't really do that. You wouldn't really risk the relationship you've got with the Newcastle fans, knowing that you probably might end up staying at the club. So I think there's been talk with obviously Isak's camp and Liverpool's camp, and Liverpool saying they're willing to obviously pay what Newcastle actually want in the end. And yeah, I agree. I think Newcastle are kind of just trying to accelerate talks with Sesko to try and get someone ready-made in, because they know Man United are probably circling around and potentially could obviously pip them for the signing if they don't get their kind of things in order, man. So yeah, I said RSL, I think it's done as well. Yeah, I do, man. I do as well, man. Certainly looks that way. Big ST says we want tops out. Say we want tops out. What the hell? Everyone's turning on me, man. What's going on? What's going on, man? Hashtag tops out. That's crazy work. Oh my days. It's always hilarious to hear if you talk about an also player like White. He's been pretty good at right back. True. Not the position we brought him in. Marino, Havertz, California, earlier Arsenal. Yeah, it's true. You know, it's true. It's true. But a lot of these players are not good in the positions we actually bought them in. That's very, very true. I can't even argue with that, man. Like you said, Marino's better up front. Havertz is better up front. Calafiori is better at left back better at left-sided centre back rather than the obviously left back we obviously originally had him at for again. So yeah, man, that's definitely an issue we definitely have to sort out for sure. Get players that we're buying their proper positions and have them play well in their proper positions we're assuming they're going to play in. Do you know what I'm saying? So, well, yeah, man, not great. I said tops out, Garnacho in. Hashtag ST. ST says Calafiori, no Calafiori injury slander. Look at his luxurious locks. We have to respect him. Nah, brother, it's crazy, man. I don't know where football turned like this, man. Normally it was about what you do on the pitch, not how you look. It's crazy. It's crazy, this turn of events, man. Cucurella's hair is clear. What is this? What is this chat? I swear. Big up Lewis, man. It says sources close to Benjamin Sesko negotiations indicate Newcastle is currently the most likely destination for the player. Matt Law. I mean, Matt Law is definitely quite reliable in terms of kind of exclusive and that. So yeah, potentially. I feel like Newcastle are definitely more advanced than Man United because again, Man United have to sell some players before they can even make a move. You know what I'm saying? So it does look like potentially that's going to be the place where he goes. But I feel like Newcastle are just trying to get this done as soon as possible before, again, all the teams kind of come in and swoop in for him. Because, yeah, for me, I'm feeling like Newcastle are kind of accepting, like obviously people said in the chat, that EZE's going to be going now. That's it. That kind of relationship is done. So it's kind of what they can do in terms of being able to make sure that we get someone in that's going to be able to not even obviously carry the burden, but someone that can obviously help them in the Champions League, help them get into the Champions League again next season and do well in the Cup. So yeah, obviously a bit of a video here from Singapore. This is obviously Calafiori walking around. It says Calafiori looks fine as he's walking. Obviously no kind of anything on his obviously knee or anything. But yeah, it's still a worry though, man. It's still a worry because again, to be fair, watching the game, I thought he actually played all right at centre back. Sorry, I feel like they have probably been his best performances in terms of him actually being a bit more comfortable there. I don't think he likes going out wide and defending, man. I think he does get isolated a little bit too much. And again, positioning wise, at that left back position, man, he does get caught out quite a lot. Whereas that centre back, I feel like he's a much more secure, much more obviously confident in that kind of position because again he's naturally a centre back, so it makes more sense. So yeah, for me, you got to just be playing him there, man, or just don't play him at all because at left back, I feel like he does get exposed quite a lot. But again, can you rely on him? I'm not too sure if I'm being honest, man, because he does have a lot of injury issues. But yeah, big old 7 on DR says Arteta on California coming off through injury. Yeah, he said that he felt a little tweak, so I don't know how big it is, but hopefully it's not. Yeah, that's one of those ones as well. Like I said, he appears fine in that video, but we'll see. I doubt they're probably going to risk him for the next game, if I'm being honest, man. But we shall see, man. But again, it's a bit of a worry because again, Gabriel's just come back from his hamstring injury. He's another one that potentially could be obviously struggling this season because he's going to have to get obviously back to used to playing high intensity football for a lot of the time, and he might be someone that we have to rest more than often than not because you don't know how you're going to react after these kind of surgeries, you know what I'm saying? So every player is different, obviously. Some players can play more than others. So it's just one thing to keep an eye on, to be honest with you. But yeah, definitely going to have to protect him a little bit better than we have done before. Big ol' RS says Miles Lewis Skelly ain't a left back. I think he will get found out this year. He's a good player, but he ain't no left back. Listen, I feel like he's done very well at left back. But again, he's a midfielder by trade, man. He's someone that obviously Arteta wants to invert. I've always wanted to see him in that left 8. I feel like, again, he's got the attributes to play in that left 8. He's got an eye for a pass. He's very strong on the ball, very hard to get the ball off. So I think going forward, potentially playing him further forward might actually be better for Arsenal in general, and as well as his development as a player. Because remember, he's still only 18. Like, people forget because he's, and again, we do tend to do this as football fans. When you see a player start off at a young age, you kind of forget that they do have obviously time to develop their game. They can get better. They can iron out some of their weaknesses. They're not the finished article yet, even though they're playing first team football. And I feel like that's definitely something with him. And again, you've not really seen him explore that kind of midfield role. I feel like there's been plenty of opportunities, even like League Cup games. Just play him in midfield, see how he does, see how well he kind of adapts to that kind of midfield role, considering he's a midfielder by trade. So yeah, but in terms of left back, again, I think we need another left back anyway. But it's one of those ones where we've needed so many players in certain positions that we're just trying to get, for me, the key attackers first, because we know how Arsenal and Arteta loves a left back, bro. I feel like we've got a left back every single summer. For whatever reason, or someone that can play left back every single season so far, man, whether it's Timber, whether it's Tomiyasu, whether it's obviously we got Calafiori last season, we've got Kivior in January one year. So yeah, these are all players that have played left back at some point in time. So yeah, we do love getting a left back, but yeah, hopefully we can see a bit of changes this season. Big up Andrew says we're such a zesty club. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's absolutely crazy. Big up Carlos says, where's that Arsenal's next preseason game? It's on Thursday, bro. 12:30 against Tottenham Hotspur. It's a North London derby in Hong Kong. This Thursday, 31st of July, I think it is. So yeah, that's our next preseason game. That's the only game we've got in Hong Kong, really, which is a bit strange, considering obviously it's another part of the tour. I expect us to have at least 2 in there. And then obviously we go back to England, and then we've got the Emirates Cup game. I want to say Villarreal, and then Atletico Bilbao is the 2 games at the Emirates. So yeah, man, that's obviously next week. So yeah, a lot of games in between before the start of the season. So yeah, going to be very, very interesting, man. Big up Bo. It says 165 million for a Swede's next best striker is a hell of a lot of money. Obviously going on the Gyökeres being the best striker. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you are well. Hopefully he proves that he is. But yeah, big up ST says, to be fair though, he inverts a lot, so he doesn't really play there anyway. And when he does, our defense is solid enough to give MLS protection. Yeah, true. That is very, very true. I feel like, again, there is obviously elements and times where you can get caught out for sure. We've seen that obviously with a couple of the red cards. Even though I think the penalty he gave away at Everton wasn't a penalty. He's been quite unlucky with some of the kind of decisions given against him. That red card against Wolves was a disgrace. Hopefully we don't get a lot of your man there. I can't remember his name, man. The referee, because he doesn't. Yeah, listen, crazy decisions he gives us. But yeah, I feel like for me personally, playing him there is fine, but I feel like he definitely needs a chance in that midfield role. Like I think. For me, he's the kind of player there where you can play in multiple positions in the season. I think sometimes the game might obviously need someone that can play at that kind of left 8 with his kind of skill set, and then you play him there. But to do that, you need a competent left back, and I don't think we've got one other than obviously Maslow Skelly. I think Kivior's a centre back, Calafiori's a centre back, Zinchenko defensively isn't it. So it would require us getting another defender that can play left back, unless Mosquera can play there. He's never played there before in his career, more right back. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Master Isaac pisses on Gyökeres, don't be just disingenuous, lol. Yeah, but the fact he bets all the time isn't helping his left winger either. The winger needs a fullback to overlap more, in my opinion. I agree, man. I agree, bro. I feel like, again, this is why I kind of defend Martinelli a little bit, because he doesn't really get that overlapping kind of run. You do need that, man, as a team to help your wingers out, because when they're just left 1v1 or 2v1, it's very difficult for them to obviously get past the defenders, isn't it? So you kind of need some kind of combination play, link-up play, where there's some options. Even if the left winger, also the left fullback, is making a run and he's not found, he's distracting the kind of the defender for the obviously winger then to cut in and shoot, cut in and cross, and cut in and obviously pass to someone in the middle. Like, again, you need to see combinations, variations in it. When you don't have that, I feel like again you become very predictable on that left, especially when you've not got amazing skills or making amazing take-ons where every single time you can beat your fullback. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're kind of standard, and again, Martinelli is pretty standard. He's more of a second striker, really. I think it's very difficult for you to get past your fullback on a regular basis. The Cucurella isn't for sell tops, neither is Hato. You haven't even signed Hato yet, man, you joker. We've got Ben Chilwell come collect. I said, brother, The Last of Us Part 2 is... Bro, I'm surprised you never played it before. That's what I'm saying. That's why obviously I didn't want to spoil it when obviously you said you haven't played it. But yeah, man. Yeah. Nah, it's good, man. It's good. The story's good. It's way better than what they portrayed, obviously, in the series. Obviously, I know they're doing another season 3, which obviously goes into I can't remember her name, Abby's story, but yeah, it's good, man. I said I can't believe I've never played it before. 150 for ISAK to get outscored by João Pedro. These men are getting bumped. Listen, and this is what comes with it, man. When you get these top players and everyone's gassing them up and Liverpool are scary and stuff like that, they better deliver. Or we will be there, guys. We will be there. They better deliver, bro. They better deliver. Because, yeah, Isaac can't. The only man that, in my opinion, that you're like, okay, cool, he can get outscored by is Haaland and Salah. They're the two. If he gets outscored by any other brother, I'm talking anyone else, man. For the amount of money, like Carlos is saying, 120. You know what I'm saying? Don't let £55 million Gyökeres outscore this, brother. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. I said, I never played The Last of Us or watched the full 8-hour walkthrough emotional game. Bro, Last of Us 1 and 2 are both good, man. I personally prefer 1 because I think it's just the original and whatever. And I think I like Joel's my favorite character in there, innit? So he's obviously, well, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, he's obviously the main kind of source or character in the first one. But yeah, the second one's still good as well, man. They've still got some new added elements as well. And I feel like what I like about the second one is that they do develop the obviously infected as well. Like it's not just your standard kind of bloaters and that. They do have some other kind of new form infected kind of zombies, or are they zombies? But yeah, but nah, man, good game, man. Good game. Pedro won't get 20 plus goals, says RSM76. Pedro is getting 25 at me later. Here we go, bro. That's it. His points cards on the table. Pedro getting 25 league goals, yeah? Okay. Listen, I feel like he will get more goals than he did for Brighton. Because again, I said that before, obviously Chelsea even signed him. He was utilized at different ways. I remember him playing on the left, playing in the 10. I remember Welbeck playing up front. I remember other players playing up front as well. And yeah, he was on the right. Like he was playing everywhere rather than up front. I think as a consistent basis, he wasn't really playing up front that often. So yeah, I think potentially it could be an area, an opportunity for him to really change his kind of trajectory in terms of his goal scoring plethora. What's your favorite games of all time? Mine is a Crash Bandicoot series or Prince of Persia series. Oh, Prince of Persia used to be all right, to be fair. That's a very cool question, you know. You know what I like? Obviously, GTA is definitely going to be up there, man. San Andreas, bro. I used to play that all the time. That's definitely one of my goats for sure. That's the top game. You know what I actually like, man? Days Gone, bro. If you've actually played that, that's like a zombie game. That's an elite game, man. That's a slept on one, man, for sure. Days Gone, bro. That's a top game. I need to try and find that myself to play that again, man. Because yeah, I feel like they definitely need to make another one of those. But yeah, that's a top game. SmackDown versus Raw, the old school ones, 2006, 2007. The first one, SmackDown versus Raw, bro. Here Comes the Pain as well. Wrestling game, they used to be mad fun, bro. Mad fun. Mad fun, man. But yeah, Red Dead is clear as well, man. Red Dead as a series is good. Mafia, again, good game. You know what used to be a good game? Obviously, it kind of fell off towards the end of the series. Saints Row, man, used to be a very good alternative to GTA. That used to be a good game when I used to play that, man. Saints Row used to be good. Obviously, bro, old school PS2 guy, Heavy Rain, bro, used to be my game. Heavy Rain. Cold, absolutely cold, bro. They tried to do it with Until Dawn, which I don't think was as good, but I do like multiple choice games, man, where you can kind of predict or trying to obviously, what's the word? Trying to work out the scenario through the game. I think it's sick. I think it's so sick, man. Have you seen History? He's far from prolific. Yeah, he definitely can improve, my brother. Calafuria, I'm playing his centre back position. You can take me out of the position where I can play my. That's crazy. Play my wild horses, but you can't take the wild horse out of me. We got Carlos, his favorite of all time, GTA San Andreas. LA No, oh my days. Thank God you. Oh, LA No was sick. I remember you lent me that as well. That game is so cold. Oh, again, multiple choice. Bro, I can't believe how good that game was. And I can't believe I didn't really hear about it until obviously, I think you got it. Did you get it me? Yeah. Did you lend it me? I can't remember, or if I got it from Kex. It's one of the two in it. But yeah, absolute cold, bro. Red Dead, Prime Rockstar, Mafia series is cold. Hitman, yeah, Hitman's a good game as well. With Hitman, you got to be patient with it, though. You definitely got to be patient with it. But yeah, Mass Effect. Never really played Mass Effect. You know what it is, bro? Like, for me, I've never really been into like Call of Duty, Halo, Mass Effect. Like, I've never really been into them kind of the games, to be fair. I'm more kind of like obviously like fighting games and whatnot, or kind of story games. I really like story games. Uncharted is another good game as well. I feel like that's a sick game too. Spider vs. Raw is up there for sure. Man said Days Gone is on my wish list. I said, chat, I'm a gatekeeping, you joker. Oh my days, you joker. I said I'm gatekeeping video games. That's funny, bro. Saints Row, the new one looks cooked. Oh man, bro, you know what? I can't remember which one that I bought. Now there was a few that I got, and I was like, this is cold, bro. Like, I think it might have been the first one and the second one. And maybe the third one as well. After the third one, it just went left, bro. It just got silly in it. But yeah, they used to be good games, man, to be fair. But yeah, brother, the Gateway series, the Gateway Black Monday, cold. I don't think I played Gateway, you know. I don't think I played it. But yeah, you man said, yo, the bully game was a good game as well, man. I think I got that from Kex. That was a very good game. Rockstar, oh, bro. The thing with Rockstar, yeah, they don't obviously produce a load of games, like loads of games at one time. But when they produce a game, it's proper, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? It's a top tier game, man. That's why I say like quality over quantity, innit? But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, that's definitely on my wish list. I definitely have to play that, man. I've heard some good things about Ghost of Tsushima as well. Very, very cold. I said, good to see Thomas Frank speak so highly of us. Yeah, I did see that, bro. Rory, bro. I did see that. He was kind of bigging us up, saying that, yeah, we're one of the top teams, and then realized he was at Spurs. You can't really do that anymore. So, yeah, but big up yourself. I forgot about Bully. So true. What a game. Well above it. Bro, well above its time, man. Well above its time, man. There's a bag of games, bro. There's a bag of games that was sick. Massive Far Cry, Cold Series. Yeah, obviously never really got into that, but yeah, apparently that's what we're talking about. Far Cry as well. Mass Effect is one of the best stories. Nothing like COD. Okay, big up yourself and let me know, man. Definitely have to check it out there, man, for sure. I know COD obviously there is definitely in those kind of brackets in terms of one of those favorite games. Obviously, you got to mention the old school FIFAs in it. Obviously, not probably the FIFAs now. But yeah, the old school FIFAs used to be top, bro. Absolutely top. Obviously, PES as well. PES had a period of time where it was probably better than FIFA, if I'm being honest. Maybe like 2004 to like 2008, I'd say. Where PES was kind of the game, in my opinion, man. Because yeah, man, the gameplay was sick. They were just missing kind of the licensing, man. If they had that on lock, then yeah, I feel like it would have definitely had more kind of eyes on the product, man, for sure. But yeah, man, obviously Red Dead is definitely a top tier game. I'm trying to think of other games, bro. If you're just talking, obviously, it depends what kind of console, like what's the go-to console. Obviously, you've always got Nintendo's got their kind of like Super Mario, Donkey Kong, and stuff like that. Obviously, Pokemon and all that kind of stuff. They've got their own kind of lane of games in it. But then, bro, one of my favorite games, man. How can I even forget this? You see the Batman series, the Arkham series, cold, absolutely cold. Oh my days. The Batman series is one of, bro, it might be top 3 I think I've ever played, bro. The series as a whole, man. All 4 games are sick. Absolutely sick, man. Yeah, man. I can't believe I forgot about that, bro. The stealth on it, obviously the different kind of storylines that you have on there, obviously the the subplot, obviously storylines as well. Sick. Absolutely sick, man. This is why we want Tops out. Hashtag Tops the gatekeeper. ST running the agenda, bro. Bro, how am I gatekeeper? Gatekeeper of what? Tops is the biggest gatekeeper. That's crazy. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Oh, man. Oh, that's crazy. I can't recommend it enough. Big up yourself, my brother. Appreciate the recommendation. But yeah, Batman, bro. The Arkham series, man. Cold. Obviously, Last of Us is cold as well. Bro, yeah, there's a bag of games, man. There's a bag of games that I've played in it, and they've all been really, really good, man. All been really, really good. Obviously, yeah. You know what used to be used to make me laugh? The Def Jam game, bro. That used to be a banger as well. That used to be so funny. Oh my days, that Def Jam game was funny, man, back in the day. Yeah. They don't make enough games, man, these days, man. I'm telling you, they don't make enough variety of games for sure. Because again, especially obviously, if you're on next gen as well, man. There's not a lot. There's not a lot, bro. There's not a lot to really seek your teeth into, if I'm being honest. But yeah, Red Dead in terms of the variety, top tier game, as well as obviously GTA as well. But yeah, Red Dead 2, man, was correct, bro. I feel like even though I completed it, I didn't do enough on it because there's so much stuff to do. Where you can obviously things you can do on it, but yeah, just not enough time in the day for sure to really play it, man. But yeah, top tier game, man. But yeah, Uncharted definitely slept on for sure. Apparently Cyberpunk's supposed to be good, but I never really got into it, man. But apparently that's supposed to be a cold game. I'm trying to think of other games, man. Obviously, all the GTA series are very, very cold as well. Spider-Man is a good game. Very good game, actually. But I don't think it's as good as Batman, but it's definitely a good game for sure. Definitely a good game, man. But yeah, crazy, man. Crazy. Big up everyone in the building. I said, big up Tops. I said, Batman is free on the PS Store at the minute. I've downloaded it. Yeah, bro. Make sure you play it, man. It's cold, bro. It's absolutely cold. You have to let me know which one it is because there's 4 in it. I know there's 4. I think I played. Yeah, I played them all. I played Arkham. It's Arkham Knight. I think it's the last one. There's Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, and there's another one, man. What's the Batman games called, bro? Let me have a look. The Arkham Knight, Arkham Origins. That's it. That's like the one in the middle. That's the 3rd one, I think. That's set in Christmas, isn't it? So that one's cold. But yeah, the cold games, bro. Very, very cold games. Very cold. The big up Darren, my brother. Big up for being in the building, my bro. Hopefully you're well. I said my basket is cooked, brother. Listen, man. It's time to play games. If you can do it, then do it, bro. It's crazy, man. You got to make sure you can fit them all in. I don't know how you're gonna play Red Dead as well as all these other games, man. Man said like, yeah, God of War is that. That's something I need to start as well. But yeah, crazy, man. Why would Rodrigo go to the Spurs? Brother, I have no idea. I'll be real. I have no idea why he would go there. I'll be honest, man. No idea, man. But yeah, hopefully he can do his thing and not play for Spurs and just go somewhere else, man. Because yeah, that'd be crazy if it was at Spurs. That would be crazy. But yeah, man, big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, it's been another wicked show, really. Been another wicked show. Obviously, Arsenal trying to inquire about EZE, and you've got the likes of Spurs wanting to get Rodrigo, Liverpool planning a £165 million plan for ISAK. That's probably with his wages included, as well as obviously paying Liverpool what they want. Paying Newcastle what they want to get the player as well. So yeah, man. Very interesting, man. Very interesting. But yeah, it's been your boy Tops. It's been a very good I said DW find time. Gaming channel soon land. This is what I'm saying, bro. This is what I'm saying. Gaming channel will be crazy. Obviously, I'm gonna give a special mention to Dragon Ball Z, man. That Sparking Zero game was sick. I think I've completed it now. I need to do a few more of the storylines, but I've definitely got all the characters anyway. But yeah, that was a nice little throwback, man, because the Budokai Tenkaichi games were top tier back in the day in PS2 games. So yeah, that's definitely up there for sure. But yeah, man. Big up Darren says, Darren, you didn't greet the world champion. Where's my grapes? I said, good day, bro. That's crazy, man. Where's my grapes? Oh, I need the season to start. I need someone to beat this team, bro. Because yeah, the way my man's feeling, I'm not liking it, man. I'll be so real. I don't want this guy to be happy like this. I'll be so honest, man. I'll be so honest. I don't want this guy to be happy like this. I need Palace to do me something, man. First day, something like that. Anyway, but yeah, man. Big up everyone in the building, man. But yeah, massive bro thinks we're not winning our first 5 games. Nah, the picture list has been nice to you still. I'll be honest, man. Probably your most difficult game is probably going to be Man United away, and even that, you probably be expected to win that if I'm being real, especially with the team you've got and the team that they're trying to assemble. But yeah, it's not really moving too many people at the minute. So yeah, man, that's a light work with a laughing emoji, man. Light work. Yeah. Listen, I expect you, man, to be near the top during the start, if I'm being honest, man. But we shall see, my guys. But big up everyone in the building, man. It's been a pleasure as always, man. I'm gonna raid to my brother Shane now, who's obviously on. Make sure you go over and say T-Chance a raid, Tops raid, and I'll be back at 2 o'clock for another edition of this kind of Tops Talks transfers. Hopefully we get some more news about some different players moving in and out and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's crazy, man. I said easily, Carlos. You lot are on fire. No excuses next season. I'm coming for the title. You man better screenshot this, support this, all of that good stuff, man. You guys know what to do. You guys know what to do, people. I said big up, because no sarcasm. Now, you know what? I expect Chelsea to have a good season, to be fair. I expect them to have a good season. Again, world champions now, into the Champions League, manager winning 2 trophies. Listen, there's a lot of expectation on Chelsea to do their thing now. So yeah, I hear it, man. But big up everyone in the building, man. I'm gonna obviously raise the Shane. Don't head to play at the game. And until next time, people, I'm out. Peace and love.